Good afternoon, world, Africa, and Ghana. I am Alhassan Abass, and I'm here to present to you English language tutorial. Today, our topic is going to be what is nouns. But first of all, let us greet anybody and encourage anybody here to take these lessons serious. Since these lessons is going to talk about or everything or every aspect of English language. So if you are English language student, you have to take these lessons serious and follow my videos for everything because we are going to talk about summary, literature, phonology and phonetics, that is the oral works, comprehension, composition, and also grammar. So today we are dealing with the part of speeches which is going to be noun. So what is noun? Traditional grammarians define a noun as a person, place, or thing. But what is wrong with this definition? When we say a noun is a place, a person, a thing, an animal, what does that tell us? It tells us that there are other items that we are not referring to. And such items cannot belong to person, place, thing, and animals. So when it does that, where should we place that? So the big question is, what is wrong with this definition? This definition is not sufficiently inclusive since it does not include words such as Monday. Monday is a day of a week, and democracy is an idea. So such words, where should we place them? For this reason, it is tempting to define a noun as any word that can function as a subject. So in any noun that can function as a subject is what we call noun, or that can give a name is what we call noun. Although this definition is better than the traditional one, it is not completely accurate. A word like running can function as a subject, and when it does that. It has the characteristics of a noun, but some people argue that it maintains its form as a verb. To better describe the complexity and nuances of this situation, linguists call words like running as nominals. We shall come to that. Nouns are the words which refers to person, objects, places, ideas, or animals. For easier identification of nouns, they can be defined as labels we use to name the world and our experiences in it. For example, let us go into a sentence and find out how, nouns in such given sentences. Example 1, we have young boys are adventurous. Here we have boys. Boys is given as the name in this sentence, so it is noun in the sentence. We shall kill snakes tonight. Snakes gives us a name of an animal, so that is what we are going to kill. So we talk of what? Snakes. So snakes are nouns or is serving as a noun in this sentence. He was born in Accra. Where was he born? A place. And what is the name of the place? Accra. So Accra is noun in this sentence. I need a phone to run the business. A phone is a name. It's a brand name. We can have Nokia. We can talk of what uh, iPhone and others. to run the business too is a name. A business is a name. Democracy is very expensive. Here, we are talking about democracy. Democracy doesn't belong to now an object. It's not an animal. It's not a place, and it's not a name. But what does it's not a person, but what does it give to us? It gives us an idea. It talks about an idea. So such an idea has a name, so we call it a noun. Mondays are always busy days. Monday is a day in a week. So it is a day and then it's a name. And days is also name. So it is also these are also considered as what? Nouns in the given sentence. Now let us go to how to identify a noun in a sentence, or how to easily identify a noun. One, most nouns have singular and plural form. So this gives you idea that if a name or an object, animal or a thing can give us it can give itself to be counted in plural form, we consider such nouns as what? We consider such words as nouns. For example, man, in the plural form we have men, child, children, ox, oxen, stadium, stadia, church, churches, language, languages, mouth, mouth, tooth, teeth. So with this idea, it tells you that since it gives itself to be counted in plural form, we call such words as what? Nouns. But it must be realized that not all nouns have plural forms. Now, two, let us go to the next one. Noun takes determinants. So when you come to these phrases, you can see that we have determinants. And what is the determinants doing? It is describing or giving us more information about a noun. So when you see determinants like this, it means that it is talking about what? A noun. So the word followed such words are all considered as what? Nouns. So we have this, then we have car. My car, some boys, their toys, his car. So this gives us that all the preceded or followed words are all nouns. Two, three, words which can take adjectives are said to be nouns. So a word which takes adjective. What is adjective doing? The adjective describe nouns. So at the moment you see adjective describing a certain noun, a certain word, we call such words as what? Nouns. So let us look at the example. The beautiful garden. The beautiful. What is beautiful? An object which is noun. That is the garden. So garden tends to be the noun here. The tall building. The tall is an adjective describing a noun. And what noun is it describing? Building. Interesting book. Interesting here is telling us how a certain book, some item is interesting. What item are you talking about? We are talking about book. The young girl. So the young is describing us about a person. And which person are we talking about? A girl. So such a girl or such a word tends to be what? A noun. We can tell also that a word is a noun by looking at the ending. That is the suffixes. There are certain endings which are used only by nouns, and therefore with the ending one can easily tell that they are nouns. For example, we have example of word ending and then the nouns. So supreme, we have ACY added to supreme, we have supremacy. We have ADE to blockade, making it blockade. AGE added to break, we have brigade. AL refusal. ANCE acceptance. ANT complain, complainant. ATION, added to inform, making information. CE, added to different, making difference. DOM, added to free, making it dumb, freedom. EE, added to detain, is detainee. ENCE, added to confident, confined, making it confidence. END, added to divide, we have dividend. ER, added to teach, making it teacher. ERY, added to brew, making it brewery. HOOD, added to likely, we have hood. So all these words, endings, which are referred to as suffixes, when we add it to a verb, a noun, or an adjective, it turns such words into nouns. So looking at such words and others, you can easily tell that these words are nouns. Again, one way we can also identify a noun in a given sentence is to look at the function of what the noun. Looking at this function, we have subject, object, complement, and appositive. So if you look at this example, Kofi is a student. So Kofi used in this as a subject tells us that Kofi is a noun. John loves Joanna. Joanna is taking the position of what object. So it's serving as an object to the word, the verb loves. So here, Joanna is a noun. Complement. Kofi became a doctor. A doctor here is complementing Kofi. So a doctor serving as a complement turns out to be a noun. We also have appositive. The appositive, the pastor, Jojo, disappointed them. So here, Jojo as a noun is in opposition to the word pastor. So this will help you understand or easily find out that such a word are nouns. It is not possible for all nouns to display all the methods of identification discussed above, by which a noun can be identified. For example, the word teacher can be said to be a noun because it can have a plural form, teachers. It can have a possessive form, teacher's wife. It can take a determiner, the teacher. It can take an adjective, my good teacher. It can also have a suffix, teach plus er, making teacher. But it is not every word that can function in that situation. So you have to be very careful how you consider such things. The noun Haruna cannot satisfy all the methods discussed above. For instance, it cannot have a plural form. It can have a possessive form, Haruna's wife. It cannot take a determiner, the Haruna. It can take the adjective, the brave Haruna. It does not have a suffix, so it cannot take a suffix. So when you see such situation, please don't say that it is not a noun. It's a name and can be considered noun, but it is not all nouns that can take all uh, the identification skills that we have given right now of noun. Now, let us go to the types of nouns. Nouns can be classified into two broad types. One, we have proper nouns, and two, we have common nouns. Under common nouns, we have types of common nouns. That is where we have concrete noun, we have abstract noun, collective noun, count noun, and uncount nouns. Please, my students, take this thing serious. They are two broad type. We have proper nouns and then we have common nouns. Under the common nouns is where we have concrete noun, abstract noun, collective noun, count nouns, and non-count noun. We have to take this thing serious because these are going to help you in the rules of grammar. If you don't take them serious, you won't be able to understand your rules in grammar. Now, proper nouns. These are nouns which refers to particular or specific person or special places or things. Or we can also say that they are unique. Such nouns can only refer to one person, one place, or one object, or to only set of people, places, or things. It means that it makes the noun, proper nouns, as a unique thing. Proper nouns always begin with capital letters, whether they are found at the beginning, middle, or at the end of the sentence. Please, let's take note of this. So when you are writing, you make sure that wherever you want to use your proper nouns, you use what capital letters to start them. And one clue about it is that it talks about one person, it talks about one place, it talks about one object, and a set of people. Take note on that. Let's go ahead. They cannot be used with determinants such as an, de, and some. Please listen again. Proper nouns cannot be used with articles like or determinants like an, de, and some. We don't have the Kumasi, the America. We don't have that. If it is a proper noun, you cannot use this to name them. Again, proper nouns do not have plural forms, except in very exceptional cases and pronunciation. For example, some places like Netherlands, Bahamas, Andes, you just mention it in that forms by adding s to that, but it is not in plural forms. We have to be careful when it comes to this. Thus, proper nouns are names of a person like Kofi, Ajua, Johnson, Jerry John, Akufo-Addo, Mahama, Bawumia. All these are names of a person and they are considered proper nouns. Name of title like Doctor, Mr., and Honorable. Names of institution like Bank of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, Valley View University. Name of organization like Ghana Medical Association, Concerned Teachers Association, Ghana National Teachers Association. We also have names of titles of books, The Things Fall Apart, Romeo and Juliet. We have days of week like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are all considered proper nouns and you have to treat them as such. Names of month, February, March, May, June, July. Geographical names, names like continent, America, Asia, Africa, Europe. Names of countries, Ghana, America, Britain, Nigeria. Names of cities, towns, villages, Accra, Rome, Lagos, Aburi, Tepa, Kumasi, Mabai, Manfo. Names of rivers, lakes, sea, like Lake Bosomtwi, the Red Sea. Names of mountains, Afajatu, Kilimanjaro, and Everest. These are all considered as what? Proper nouns. Names of festivals like Christmas, Easter, Ojura, Ohum, Omowo. Names of title of newspapers like Times, Graphics, The Observer. We also have brand names of items and devices like car, Peugeot, Toyota, Opel, Land Cruiser. We have phones, Nokia, Samsung, Sony Ericsson. We have TV sets, Hitachi, JVC, Sanyo. Now we go to common nouns. These are nouns which stand for names of ordinary, everyday, non-specific things or person. Again, ordinary, everyday, non-specific things or persons. There are different kinds of common nouns. Now let's look at it again. When we say ordinary, when you say non-specific things or person, it means that it is a name which are not specific to some people, which are not unique to some people or places, but they give names just like that. So we have to understand it well. There are different kinds of common nouns. One, common nouns that refers to things in our mind are called abstract noun. So everything that cannot be seen, that cannot be touched, but it is formed in our mind, we call them abstract nouns. We have common nouns that refers to things outside our mind are called concrete noun. It means that it is not in our mind, but they are found, they can be touched. These are also called concrete nouns. We also have nouns that stand for things that can be counted. They are also called count or countable nouns. We also have nouns that stand for things that cannot be counted, and they are also referred to as non-count nouns. Let's go details into all of them. Abstract nouns. They are names of things that cannot be seen or touched and do not have physical existence in the world, but refers to qualities, concepts, or ideas that can be imagined or described. Example include anger, beauty, courage, Christianity, danger, fear, greed, hospitality, ignorance, jealousy, loyalty, need, safety, truth, unworthiness, vanity, wisdom, youth, zeal. All these words are nouns, but they exist in our mind. We can't see them, we can't touch them. So that is why we call them abstract nouns. Concrete nouns. These are names of things that can be seen and touched. These include bags, pen, books, trees, clothes, buckets, bowls, house, mothers, chair, laptop, iron, sewing machine, television. All these things are what we call concrete nouns. Collective or group nouns. Collective nouns are nouns that stand for groups or collection of human beings, animals, or things. You see, when we don't do this, it means that you are going to mention everybody's name or all the items. So you put them together and then you name them. So it makes it so simple. For example, we have audience, company, committee, executive, class, jury, tribe, clan, group, majority, minority, police, army, council, elite, assembly, intelligentsia, choir, club, congregation, press, party, corporation. One thing about collective noun is that they can either be used with singular verb or plural verb. For example, it is possible to say, the family is fine, or my family are fine. Thus, most collective nouns have this ability to take the singular as well as the plural verb when we want to stress either the group as a whole or the individual within the group. Another important fact about collective noun is that some of the nouns are specific to certain group of people or animals or objects. We have people. So all these words are used for people. We have troop of soldiers, team of players, personnel, audience, choir, congregation. We have animals, that is flock, pack, herd. We also have objects like bevy and banquet. All these things have specific way that you make use of it. We now go to count nouns. If a noun stands for something that can be counted, it is a count noun or countable noun. It is possible to have both singular and plural forms such as book, books, handkerchief, handkerchiefs, knife, knives. So it's because you can count them. That is why you have in the form of what plural or whatever. You can count them and then you get their plural forms. Now let's take note of this. Count nouns can take the indefinite article and an, but proper nouns cannot, my students, let's take notes of this. Proper nouns cannot take indefinite article like a or an. For example, I bought a pen. I can say that. I bought a pen. So here, a pen is being used as what? Common noun. So that is why we use a to refer it. A pen. I bought an orange. Orange is common noun. That is why we say an orange. But if we have a president like our current president Akufo-Addo, we cannot say Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo is a president and a unique person. So we cannot say that. Again, count now can take the cardinal numerals such as 1, 2, 3. Again, cardinal numbers cannot be used for proper nouns. One rule. Cardinal numerals cannot be used for proper nouns, but it can be used for common nouns. So we have 1, 2, 3, which can be used for common nouns. So we can have 2 sheep. We can have 3 irons, 3 TV. You can do that, which are common nouns. 2. Now let us go ahead. The plural form of a count noun can take the determinants a few and many. A few and many. So if we want to talk about use another determiner, a few and many, in the proper noun, we made use of what? Much and much. We made use of several. We also made use of what? Other determinants. But here, we are going to use what? A few and many to refer to proper common nouns. I bought a few houses. I bought many oranges. Non-count nouns. They are nouns that refers to items that cannot be counted and therefore have no plural forms. Abstract nouns are generally non-count nouns. So let us go refer back to your notes on that. Abstract nouns are generally non-count nouns. It means that ideas that we have, nouns that we have in our brains or in our mind cannot be counted. Jealousy, vanity, it cannot be counted. So that is why we say abstract nouns are generally non-count nouns. All non-count nouns are used only in singular. All non-count nouns are only used in singular. All concrete nouns, which can only be measured but cannot be counted, are non-count nouns, such as water, sand. There are many concrete nouns which non-count, which are non-count. I'm taking again. There are many concrete nouns which are non-count, despite the fact that we can touch or see them. For example, salt and water are concrete, but it is not possible to separate them and they can only be measured. So if you want to say anything or count them, then either you use them in a measured form. When we put them in sachets, in a tin, or in a bottle, in a box, or whatever, then you can start count them. So we can have a sachet of water. For that one, you can count them. A bottle of water, you can count them. That is it. They do not have plural forms, such as waters and salts. One important fact about non-count nouns is that they do not take indefinite article, such as a water, a salt, and honesty. Non-count nouns do not take indefinite article as what? A water, a salt, or what? An honesty. No. Again, we cannot use the cardinal numerals with non-count nouns such as 2 waters, 3 salts, and whatever. You cannot say that. However, it is possible to use the determiners a little and much with non-count nouns because these determiners only occur with non-count nouns. So you can say a little and much by using non-count for them to see how they are. Non-count nouns can be summed up in as including names of diseases like diabetes, malaria, fever. Solid items, sand, gravels, soot, clay, paper. We also have food, meat, beef, mutton, pork, poultry, chicken, rice, wheat, maize, corn, butter, margarine, millet, and sorghum. Gases, air, smoke, oxygen, chlorine, hydrogen. Liquids, water, kerosene, oil, petrol, gravy, milk, coffee, tea. Note that non-count nouns do not take the indefinite article an, and they do not use the cardinal numerals 2, 1, 3, whatever. They can use determiners such as much and little. Let's take note on that. This comes to the end of the first part of what our video, which is nouns. Our second video is also going to talk about nouns in the form of functions of noun and singular and plural uses of what nouns, and at the same time genitive forms of what nouns. Like I said, we need motivation. This tutorial is going to talk many about English language. So please, I want you all to help by subscribing to my channel and follow every video that we will bring. And we still want comments. Let us share ideas. Let us try to share what the little that we have. If you have anything to add, you can add it on my comment section. Then I'll also know what to do. My greetings to my lecturers at the UCC and also my lecturers at the Valley View University, especially Mr. Frimpong. Thank you.